everybody. I thought I'd hop on here and do a quick cancer update because I realize it's been probably since October since I've done one, and I've had several people asking how it was all going. So I thought I'd just kind of hop on here and do one to let everybody know what's going on. So as you can see, I'm wearing a wig. My hair, I do have a little bit of hair left, but it's so thin and wiry and kind of really broke off and a lot of gray. It's really ugly, so I am wearing a wig now. I have this one. I have another short one, and then I have a couple long ones, which I've got one long one that's not too bad. I can kind of style it like I used to wear my hair. But the other ones I need to find someone to kind of thin them and style them. I've been watching some YouTube videos on how to do it. I'm just not brave enough to do it myself yet. So try to find someone to go in and do that for me. But anyway, so I guess, yeah, it was October, I believe is the last time I did an update. I was on infusions at the time, and they were working. They were working pretty good. I had been really strict on my diet, and it was all doing good. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't. The chemo totally quit working. The lymph node, the tumor started growing a little bit, but the lymph node next to it was almost bigger than the tumor. So she immediately took me off of that chemo because, I mean, there's no point in doing it because it's so damaging to your body. She took me off of it and she wanted to do another one, but so we tried the insurance, and the insurance denied it. They wanted it to be the one that she wanted. They wanted it to be a third line instead of a second line chemo. So we had to go back to the drawing board, and she picked another one. And it was probably the end of November before I was able to get started on it. And like I lost all my progress. I mean, I'm kind of back to square one, it felt like. I did have a CT scan and all that, during that time, and it did show some shrinkage and a little bit of shrinkage, and the inside was dying off, which I feel like is a good thing. So anyway, we got approved, and these were I believe it was carboplatin. Don't quote me on that, but they're pills, and I had to take 4 pills every 12 hours, and I had to eat with them. So let me back up just a little bit. When I got off the chemo in October, I kind of fell off the diet. I mean, I fell off bad. It was not good. So I was trying to get back on it, and then I had to take these pills, and these pills you have to eat with them. And you can't just eat a cracker or a piece of toast. You have got to flat out eat almost a full meal, or I mean, they would hurt my stomach so bad and make me so sick. So that didn't help getting back on the diet. I've been trying to get back on the diet, and that just, I had to have something substantial, and, I was doing the salads and vegetables and all that, and it just wasn't substantial enough to keep my stomach from hurting. So I was eating some carbs and some things I shouldn't have been eating. But once I started on the pills, they started working. I mean, it shrunk it back down. The lymph nodes shrunk down. I mean, it shrunk down back to where it was supposed to be, and the tumor was shrinking quite a bit. And so I was on those until, I started those at the end of November, and I was on those until just, I think 3 weeks ago, and it started growing again. I guess with the chemo, it works and works until it doesn't. So it started growing again. The lymph node wasn't really growing so bad, but the tumor was it was crazy. It's crazy how large it was getting. And it was getting so large that I believe it popped a few places open, and it started bleeding. I know this is kind of gross, sorry, but it was bleeding, and it was bleeding quite a bit. I went to the ER, and they just wrapped it, and we're going to watch it. And so I didn't start the chemo until Friday before last. And then the doctor's like, well, hopefully the chemo will start shrinking it and the bleeding will stop. Well, I started the chemo, like I said, Friday before last. It has started shrinking. It started shrinking quite a bit. The bleeding has subsided quite a bit. I've got one place that is still bleeding, but not near like it was. And in the meantime, I think probably about a week before I started the new infusions, and these are infusions, and they'll be like the schedule from the very first one where I do 2 Fridays on and a Friday off. So right before, I think the week before I started the infusions, I started an off-label drug, and I really can't name it here because YouTube is kind of picky about that kind of stuff, but I'll leave a link down below, and it'll have a link to my blog that has everything I'm taking, and including the off-label stuff that I'm doing. And I really feel like that has helped, because whenever the chemo started, I mean, it shrunk immediately. So it has shrunk. I can't even begin to tell you how much it shrunk in just the 2 chemotherapies. And the bleeding, like I say, it's almost stopped, which is good. Hopefully it will stop, because if it doesn't stop, they'll have to do targeted radiation on it, and I really am not wanting to do radiation on it. I mean, if I have to get it to stop bleeding, I will, but it's just not really something I want to do. So anyway, got that going on. I'm trying to get back on my diet, because since these are the infusions, I can get back to the intermittent fasting and get back on the diet. I have learned that I've got to allow myself something every now and again, so I'm not being quite so strict. I'm being strict, but not as strict as I was, because, like I say, last time when I fell off, I fell off hard, and it has been a real struggle to get back on. So I'm really trying to, get back on the diet, but also allow myself something every now and again. So anyway, I'm on the chemo, I'm on off-label, and on that blog post, I have a list of all the supplements and everything I'm taking. I have doubled down on a lot of those. I was taking kind of just a minimum amount, but I've really doubled down on those, because I have read where, when you're fighting cancer, you have to kind of give it more. So there's some of the stuff that I'm just really, really doubling down on. I'm doing like some Essiac tea, which I take in the morning and the evening on an empty stomach. Soursop tea. I mean, just lots of teas and herbs and supplements, and hopefully, all of them to combine will work. So I'm trying to throw everything I can at it. It's been a year now, and I'm over it. It is time to get it healed. I'm tired of dealing with it, and I want to throw everything I can at it, and then some, and get back to living a normal life. So anyway, I do have a CT scan scheduled for April 20th. So hopefully that'll show good results. I'll try to get back on here then and let you know how that goes. But that's kind of where I'm at now. If you have any questions or anything, just leave them in the comments down below or on the blog page, and I will get them answered. So, and also on my blog post, I have a couple books that I'm reading that if you or anyone is dealing with cancer, you might even want to look at, because they're very, very informative. So until next time, y'all have a great day, and I will talk at you later. Bye.